back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about Spirit Untamed. Now, the way Spirit Untamed starts off is we got Lucky as a baby and her father watching her mother perform with her team Los Caraderos. And I know I pronounced that wrong, but take it easy on me. Take it easy, take it easy. So, after this, we skip to Lucky trying to feed a squirrel named Tom. And let me just tell you, the song Fearless in this movie, beautiful, beautiful song, beautiful song, beautiful song, beautiful song. Okay, so anyway, Lucky is trying to feed a squirrel named Tom peanuts, and her grandmother is telling her to get back inside and to finish her math lesson because she is on the window right now trying to feed that squirrel, and she is not happy because she is missing a big birthday party. But her but her Aunt Cora tells her that that her grandfather is grandfather is running for governor, and that is more important than an amazing fun party. So she gets down and finishes her math lesson. And while they're while her grandfather is out talking to the reporters about his campaign launch to run for governor. Lucky lets the squirrel back in, and the squirrel messes up her whole room, and then the squirrel goes downstairs. Even though Lucky tried to stop him, it messes up the whole party, and there is actually a small fire that starts, and Lucky is hanging from the ceiling. And then when everybody comes inside, Lucky says, "Oh, hi, Grandpa." And then the squirrel jumps on the grandfather's face. And now we are on a train off to Maradero. And then her Aunt Cora tells her that it is time for some tea. And so she tells Lucky not to move, but then Lucky opens the window and sees Spirit riding with his herd. And so she tries to get a closer look at Spirit by running to the front of the train, and her Aunt Cora sees her, and she tries to run to the front of the train to get her and to make sure Lucky is okay and that she doesn't fall over. But Lucky almost does, but she is saved by a cowboy named Hendrix. And then she goes back onto the train with her Aunt Cora, and then we get the title Spirit Untamed for the first sign. And then we arrive in Maradero, and then we actually get to meet Los Capaderos, the group of horseback riders that used to ride the mom. And they give Lucky a scarf, and then Lucky asks Aunt Cora, have you ever seen my mom perform? And then her Aunt Cora says yes. Your mother did this amazing did 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 this amazing actually did this amazing backflip on her horse. And Cora said that she was so excited when she saw it that her stomach did her stomach did a backflip too. And then and 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 and, and then we meet this little boy named and then we meet this little boy named Snips and his donkey Senor Carrot. And he offers to give them a ride to the Prescott house, to where her dad is living. And and her auntie says okay, and then his sister catches him, and then she ties him up, and he says, Snips, you little thief, you stop bothering those nice people. And then Abigail gives the penny back to the auntie, and he says, and, and, and he says, Abigail, I'm the one you should apologize to. Because Abigail says, sorry about my brother. And then Abigail is also a um a a a, a horseback rider. So well, just her like her friend Prue Granger in the Grangers and and the and and the um the Grangers and Abigail's families have have been friends for years. So Lucky's new in town, but Abigail and Prue Granger, they have been friends for years. So Abigail says that she is next because Prue already did her trick for her dad's for um for her dad's crowd because her dad owns the stables. So look, Lucky wishes Abigail good luck, and Abigail is off to do her um uh 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 um uh to actually do her mm, 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 to actually do her horseback riding. And then Lucky and her uncle actually makes it to Jim's house. And then Jim sees them. And then he says, I can't believe you guys are here. How about the trip? And then he gets so nervous because, um, well, the house is ready, but the thing about Jim is his family owns his family owns the railroad tracks, so he brings the work home with him. But that's okay. And 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 Aunt Cora and and Aunt Cora makes herself right at home by cleaning out the fridge and throwing out anything that is like going bad. And while she's doing that, Lucky is unpacking in her room, and she actually find out that her mom had a secret room from back when she was a horseback rider, and Lucky actually sees all the beautiful stuff her mother had, and then she hears the horse, and then she hears the horse Spirit. So she goes to see Spirit, and there's actually some trouble because her and actually Prue Granger actually meet again, and um you remember that you remember that cowboy Hendrix that was on the train with Lucky? Yeah. Well, he's trying to you know um break a horse, and they're actually tying up Spirit, and it is just not right. So Prue is going to get her dad, and the dad tells him, I don't know where you guys came from, but here but here in my corral we treat horses with respect. So if you don't like it, you can just move along. And then the and 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 then Prince Dad says, "Are we clear?" And then and 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 and, and then Hendrik says, "Yes, sir, we're absolutely clear. We'll just come back tomorrow when he's nice and thirsty." So they knock the water over, but Prue and Lucky fill it back up, and then at dinner, the dad is laughing because remember when I told you that the grandfather's campaign was in the newspaper? Well, he's reading what happened, and him and Lucky are laughing so hard, and 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 they are and they that that they are actually repeating the family model. Prescott's never give up. And her father asks her about her day, and then and 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 then and then and 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 then Lucky says, "Great, I made some friends. Well, I hope we can be friends." Why don't one of my friends um are kind of shy and kind of wild, and then Lucky tells her dad about how they met outside the train, and then Lucky's dad realizes that she is talking about that wild horse, the one at um Owl's Corral. And then the dad says, "No, you will stay away from that horse. No horses." And then Lucky says, "Why not? It's not Spirit's fault that mom fell off a horse." And then the dad says, "You don't know what you're talking about. Now you stay away from that horse, young lady. No horses." And then Lucky says that she is full. So the next day, when her Aunt Cora makes breakfast, Lucky doesn't want to eat with her father because she is so mad at him. But she goes to see Spirit anyway, and she tries to feed him a potato. And then Abigail tells her that these things take time, and that horses can feel what you feel. Well, actually, Abigail didn't say that, Prue did. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. So Lucky goes there every day, and she feeds and 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 and, and she actually tries to feed Spirit apples. And then my favorite song plays, "Better With You." And oh my god, this song is so catchy. And then they actually bond because Spirit actually eats an apple out of Lucky's hand. And she's been trying to get him to do that all week, But he finally does it outside in the rain, finally. So now they have bonded. So the next day, she goes in and tries to get on Spirit's back to ride him. But when that doesn't work, Snips tells her that all she needs to do is feed him hay, and while he's eating the hay, he'll be distracted and she can just jump on. Well, she did that, and then Snips opened the gate, and then she ran up on Spirit, and then Lucky and Prue and Abigail went after her, and they actually saved Lucky because Lucky was going way too fast with Spirit, so they told Lucky to jump, and then Abigail let her ride on her horse with her. And then Snips, the brilliant little guy, told the dads, and then the dads went to go rescue them as well. And so, when Lucky gets home, her dad is mad at her because he gave Lucky one rule: no horses. And she went out with the horses anyway, and she almost got hurt. So Jim, her father Jim, is sending her back to her grandfather's on the next train. And then Lucky says that it is not fair, and that he said that Prescott's never give up, and that her dad is giving up on her again. And then she stormed off and locks the door. And in the middle of the night, she goes to see Spirit again. But I'm telling you, that speech that Jim gave Cora about how much he loves Lucky and how he doesn't want anything bad to happen to her, that touched my heart right here. That was just such a sweet speech. And so, while Jim is talking to Cora, Lucky is out with Spirit and his family, and then Hendrix, the cowboy that we see in the movie, him and his friends, they try to capture Spirit and his family, and they catch it, and they actually catch Spirit's family, but not Spirit. Spirit is good. They don't catch Spirit. So, Lucky and Spirit go find Prue, and they ask for Prue's help to get the horses off of a moving train. But Prue and Abigail says, no, they can't do it. It's too dangerous. So they change their minds, and they actually help Lucky. And along the way, she finds out while her dad's at work, all he does is talk about her with Prue's father. And then they actually do rescue. And then they actually do rescue the horses. And actually, Lucky is actually so brave. She jumps to the ship, to the other ship, on Spirit, flying in the air. It's just such a really cool scene, and it's just really a cool movie. You guys would love it. So anyway, they actually do rescue the horses, and Lucky and her father, they actually hug and they connect. They actually hug and and Lucky Lucky father apologizes and says, I should have known you would go this far to save Spirit. Your mother would have done the same thing and she would have been so proud of you. And then they hug, and then Lucky calls him Dad for the first time. And it's a really sweet moment. In the Wranglers, they actually get arrested. So Hendrik and the rest of his cowboy friends, they actually get arrested. They actually get tied up in a boat, and um and um proves that actually comes with Jim, and her Aunt Cora actually comes to save her, and to actually save her from the Wranglers, and it's just a really cool moment. And Jim and Lucky, they hug, and she called him Dad for the first time. I already told you that, I'm sorry. So they take Spirit and his herd back home, and Spirit actually follows Lucky, and then Lucky says, I'm sorry, boy, I can't go with you, because your herd needs you here, and my herd needs me. But they do hug, and then Spirit, he neighs, and I guess that's his way of saying thank you. And then everybody says goodbye to the horses. And then Lucky almost cries. And then Cora and Lucky are packing up to go home. But her auntie Cora promises that they will come back during the holidays in next summer. And Abigail made them all bracelets. So Lucky still got her bracelet on. And then while they're at the fair, the big festival fair thing, her dad starts talking about her mother, and then he says, there's no way I can tell you about your mother all in one night before you go home. And then he says, well, unless you want to stay. And then Lucky says, I am home. And then he makes this beautiful announcement that his daughter, excuse me, everybody, my daughter is staying. So everybody says, hip hip hooray. And then the horseback ladies that used to ride with the mother, they say, welcome home, Fortuna. And then it's just so beautiful because he tries to sing Fearless to Lucky, and it's just such a beautiful moment. And then everybody is dancing, having fun, and then and then and 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 then her and 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 then her Aunt Cora says, "Well, if you're staying, so am I." And she is dancing with the cowboy, and 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 it was just so adorable because when her and the cowboy first met, her um her um um her her um her her Cora says, "Wow, I never." And then when she says the same thing, the cowboy says, "Well, maybe you would like to make two, maybe just one dance. Maybe you can make you can make an exception for just one dance." And then her and the cowboy go dancing, and then Prue and Abigail and Lucky, they dance in a circle and says, "Hey Prescott, you're staying in Maradero. You do realize that you're gonna need a horse, right?" And then we see Spirits Herd riding off into the fields with Spirit leading them. And that is the end of the movie. Oh, and um, in oh, Spirit Untamed was released June 4th, 2021. Bye, and see you guys in my next video. Bye.